Right, the viewers of Equinoxe Television, it's time for the news. We thank you so much for joining us. We begin right away with our major stories. Several families at the Kamiabasi neighborhood in the Douala 2 municipality, precisely at the Depot de Planche, are complaining that they are now stranded, homeless and frustrated. Their houses and shops were demolished today by the local authorities, and that demolition led to a conference. The United Nations has criticized the dehumanizing nature in which some migrants from Africa are being repatriated. Those are our major stories. Welcome back, viewers. We take you right away to the Kamiabasi neighborhood in the Douala 2 municipality, precisely at Depot de Planche, where the local population there, most of them business persons, are complaining that they are now stranded, frustrated, and even homeless following a demolition exercise which took place in that area that was earlier today, and that demolition exercise led to a protest and also a conflict between the local population and security forces. Let's now have more with our reporter Immaculate Fogwe.
The population of Kamiabasi in the Douala 2 subdivision running helter-skelter as heavily armed security men shoot tear gas canisters to disperse a crowd that tried preventing them from carrying out a demolition exercise. Several persons got injured with others inhaling tear gas, causing them to lose consciousness. Several people have been hospitalized due to the gas they inhaled. Others were shot. Some people were equally arrested. We don't know their whereabouts. Amongst the victims whose houses were destroyed is a visually impaired man in his 60s. I was born here. I inherited this house from my parents. I have all my documents that proves that this land belongs to me. We were not informed about this demolition exercise. I lost 3 villas and 2 magazines. Everything I had in my magazine were destroyed. I don't know where I and my family will start. The population decry injustice on the part of the government. Some of the victims are now struggling to save whatever item that can still be used while thinking of where they will now go to with their families.
And now we take you to Tibombari, a locality around the city of Douala, precisely in an area there called Buelolo, where security forces there are now questioning some 2 men who are suspected to have raped some teenagers. And as our reporter Smart Gabriel tells us, those 2 alleged rapists are said to be serial criminals. Let's now have his report.
At the esplanade of the Gendarmerie Brigade in Buelolo, Tibombari, some 2 people accused of sexually abusing 2 little girls were presented to the public. According to the brigade commander, Mvondo Eric Patrick, one of the suspects, aged 41 years, was arrested after he was accused of sexually abusing a 7-year-old girl after he claimed a native doctor made him to understand that it's only when he will have sexual intercourse with a little girl that the curse placed on him will be removed. On his part, the 21-year-old suspect was arrested after he inserted his fingers into the private part of his neighbor's female child.
Friday afternoon.
I don't know what happened with me when my neighbor's child came to our house. Then I started inserting my fingers into her private part.
I don't know what you have with me. I don't know what you have with me.
The suspect, however, accepted his deeds and begs for forgiveness. I'm aware that my crime is heavy and punishable by law, but I'm pleading for forgiveness because it will never happen again if I'm given another chance. The 2 will be presented before the judiciary for justice to take its course.
From Dibombari, we now move further to Lum in the Mungo division, where the local population say or complain that most of the roads in Lum are in very deplorable state, and most of those affected by the bad state of roads in Lum are business persons. They say the bad state of the roads is negatively affecting commercial activities in that town. Let's now have more with Lucy Liengo Esie.
For several months, circulating in the city of Lum has been a nightmare. According to the inhabitants, plying the road is becoming very difficult.
Que ce soit l'axe partant, n'est-ce pas,
from the Tombe runabout to the marching ground,
l'axe partant du Carrefour Soumangué,
or the road leading to Semangue runabout, the road is completely bad. I mean it is completely bad. Practically after every 2 months, I'm forced to change my shock absorber. The road in Lum is really bad. Sometimes we even ask ourselves if the council is really doing its work. Business operators say this is negatively affecting their economic activities.
Panne de la moto, on a les problèmes de transmission, les problèmes de roulement, les problèmes de moao. On se pose la question où est la mairie de Lum.
Reacting to the worries of the population, the mayor of Lum, Kwate Wambo Mesmin, poses a problem of financial difficulty. The mayor cannot use his hands to construct the road. The mayor does not produce money. The mayor simply works with the available resources which the council has. The population of Lum call on the authorities concerned to respond to their worries.
And talking about bad roads still from Lum in the Mungo, we now move on to Tibati. Tibati is a locality in the Adamawa region of the country where the people there also complain that the road network in Tibati is also in very deplorable state, and it has led to an increase in the cost of transportation. Let's now have more about the bad roads in Tibati, this time around with Mala Glory.
Residents and vehicle owners plying the Ngaoundéré-Tibati stretch of road laments over the bad state of the 218-kilometer stretch. Transporters say, aside the nature of the highway, the numerous controls on the way affect their business.
By the time we go, our shops kick off. Even yesterday as I went, I lost my radiator. The other time they came and they fixed the route of Yoko, Tibati. They told us that they are going to look about the problem on the other side, but up to now we are not having any solution.
The bad road network has contributed to the high cost of transport fares, which according to transporters often creates conflict between them and passengers.
At times passengers used to argue with us about the transport because we take each person 6,000 francs. Starting from Tibati to Ngaoundéré, we have more than 8 control on the way. Yes. Some of them take 1,000, some of them take 2,000, some of them take 1,500. So that's why we meet many difficulties on the way. And the route is and the route is very, very rough.
While waiting for the rehabilitation of the road as promised by the authorities, the locals and vehicle owners continue to suffer the effects of the bad road.
And now over to the Sanaga Maritime Division to talk education. The teachers and pupils of a government's primary school in the Upper Sanaga Division, which is a government's primary school in Vundu, they are complaining that the state in which the pupils study is very bad, and most of the classrooms of government's primary school in Vundu are still in makeshift material. Let's now have more with Simanji Gabriel.
From the first view of this structure, which is abandoned and isolated, one will think it is a farmhouse. Getting closer to it, we find pupils who are studying in a deplorable condition.
This is a government bilingual primary school in Vundu. I am the headmistress. Since 2018 that I was sent to this school, created in 2015, I have had so many difficulties. In fact, it has not been going well with this school. Look at the building. No state has sent a building in this school. The building we are having here is constructed by the parents. They struggled to bring up this building.
The English section of Government Bilingual Primary School Vundu in the Upper Sanaga division of the Central Region has been abandoned without any hopes for these future leaders having a convenient place to study. The roof is one of many problems faced by those controlling the school who have several difficulties in front of them.
In the office, there is no space that I can keep even the textbooks that the government always send to us. The rains are just falling on the books. The classrooms there are dark because of lack of electricity. The school has not been electrified due to the nature of the area where we are living. Why should this school not have point of water?
At a time when the basic education sector is hoping to digitalize, Government Bilingual Primary School Vundu is lacking modern day technology tools.
We always talk of ICT training. Children should learn using real objects. No computer sent to the school. How can these children learn without the material? They need the necessary material like a computer, so that they can understand actually what they are learning as concerns ICT.
Reports say a building that was supposed to be hosting the kids of Government Bilingual Primary School Vundu hasn't seen the light of day, as the said contractor abandoned it at the level of the foundation. The pupils also lack a good restroom, with the only one available found in an uncomfortable area, making it dangerous for the kids.
And now some of the Cameroonians who were forcefully repatriated from neighboring Equatorial Guinea are back to the country. They were received at the Douala International Airport by the governor of the littoral region, Samuel Dieudonné Ivarra-Dibouan, and most of them, or some of them, recounted their ordeal in Equatorial Guinea to our reporter Equinoxe.
Board these airbus touching down the Douala International Airport are 52 deported Cameroonians from Equatorial Guinea, expulsed from Bado and Malabo since October 20. A special envelope from the Presidential Palace containing the sum of 125 million francs CFA permitted the Cameroonian Consul General to Bado to ensure the safe return of these compatriots alongside their properties.
I'm called Fabrice Yofe. I'm from Boyo. The treatment they gave to us was very bad. We thank the government, we thank the entire government, we thank everybody that support us to come back to our country. Home is home. Thank everybody was home is home. I intend to go and do business. I intend doing business. All right, thank you very much.
This woman, for instance, deplores the inhumane treatment meted on her by security forces during the vast operation to deport foreigners without legal documents. Another says, despite what happened, Equatorial Guinea and Cameroon remain brotherly countries. She thanks the government of Equatorial Guinea for all what she has achieved during her 10 years of stay in the country.
Je ne peux pas oublier ça. Je bénis Dieu pour la Guinée qui m'a protégé durant ces 10 ans.
Now that they are back home, they wish to be provided jobs in order not to plunge into frustration.
Ça n'allait pas vraiment. Je suis parti là-bas, ça n'allait pas toujours. Je suis revenu. Je ne veux pas que mon témoignage soit démis.
Enough job opportunities are thus needed to be created by the government authorities who help them return. Many job opportunities because more will be arriving by air and by land in the East region.
This is the first batch, the first wave. The second wave will come very soon, and in Bata we'll have another waves of Cameroonians who are going to go back to Cameroon. So we hope that this operation will continue and make sure that all the Cameroonians who are living in Equatorial Guinea and who want to go back safely in Cameroon will, in safely terms, go back in Cameroon in a good terms.
These deported Cameroonians have one condition to fulfill upon arrival. They have to undergo COVID-19 tests and other medical examinations so as to keep a healthy Cameroonian society.
And a maritime expert has said Cameroon needs to reorganize the maritime sector in order to combat or effectively fight piracy in the Gulf of Guinea. He was reacting after frequent issues on insecurity in the Gulf of Guinea, as a reporter for me, Armstrong Sander, tells us in the report which comes up next.
Dans notre pays, malheureusement, la formation professionnelle est perçue à travers un prisme réducteur.
Cameroon's Minister of Employment and Vocational Training points out the poor perception, consideration and position given to vocational training in his country as a major hindrance to wealth creation and efforts to take the population out of poverty.
Au lieu de placer la formation professionnelle sur un piédestal d'honneur et de dignité,
Issa Chiruma Bakari says for a long time vocational training has not been given the value it deserves.
C'est la formation professionnelle qui a capacité et qualité à créer de la richesse.